And the master, he explained to us the only thing that he does is he knows the rules. And it's the same thing I said to what happened to us back in December of last year when a witness, we wanted to put the witness on a stand, and a poor barrister was jumping up and down saying it's completely in violation of Rule 17B. And the judge said,
we didn't let them notify them X number of weeks beforehand.
Right, and since they're clearly in violation of that rule, we can't accept them, they can't put it on. The judge said, well, I'm going to allow it. And then the guy was going bananas. He was saying, no, Judge, maybe you didn't hear what I said. I said, you are not going to allow this witness because they're clearly in rule violation of 17. Was it 17B? Is that what it was? But what it was, Rule 17 something. So he's like, absolutely not. He says, I'm going to, he says, you're absolutely going against the rules. So that's what a master is. A master tells you the rules. If you go to the master and said, look, I did Rule 1 through 16. Now I'm having trouble with Rule 17. Can you give me an interpretation on Rule 17? So the master's going to go and say, and he might do it right off the top of his head because he's proficient at Rule 17, or he doesn't. Just like when I had to go to the appellate court in Alabama, and I said, well, I'm going to rely on Rule 41. And even the head clerk who actually teaches this in a law college says, what the hell is 41? I said, well, I'm voluntarily surrendering my appeal. It's like, he says, I've never heard anybody ever do that. I said, I just needed the paperwork. I needed the case file. That's all I need. I don't need an appeal. Now I'm going to file a claim. But to get into your legals, to get your legal documents unlocked and handed to me, I had to come in as somebody who was appealing something. I had to come in as the man who was appealing a ruling. Now that I got your legal documents in my hand, now I'm going to file a claim as a man. Now I'm going to use your legal documents to support my claim against the other side, against the legal society, and against the man. But I can't unlock the legal paperwork from the legal society unless I come in as somebody that they recognize as a defendant or somebody filing an appeal, or I've got to come in as one of them. But now that I got the paperwork from them, I'm going to use that paperwork against them in my court. So the guy's like, oh, wow, I've never seen anybody do it this way. He says, okay, that's different. So when I wanted to unlock the paperwork out of their grip, that's what I had to do. I had to play by their rules. But then once I got the paperwork, I said, now I'm going to use this. Now I'm going to go back to my court. I didn't have to finish up with their courts. Why? Because I'm going to lose. Why? Because I'm the freaking defendant. There's nothing away in the world you're going to beat them at their own game. Even, like I said, you take it all the way to the highest court here in the United States. The only thing the highest court in the United States does is they give an opinion that the lower court did something wrong and they were in error and that I should have had the win. So I'm going to run back down to the low court and say, see this highest, supreme, ultimate supreme is highest, ultimate supreme highest court said that you were wrong. The judge is going to look at it and say, I don't give a damn. It still stands the way I ruled. And he's going to throw it away. He says, I say, what? Wait, I took all these years to take it to the ultimate high Supreme Court. Yeah, dude, you know what? The judge is going to say that's an opinion. He wasn't here at the time. I was here, and I did what I thought was necessary and proper. And nobody may overturn my ruling because that's what I said, and that's how it's going to stand. It was my court, and this is how I rule it. And I don't give a damn what court you go to. It's just a freaking opinion. And then you got to start the whole bullshit all over again. I mean, the head clerk told me that. The head clerk taught me that, man. He said, dude, you're wasting your time. He said, you could dick around with this thing for 16 years, take it to appellate court twice, lose. Take it to the Supreme Court twice, lose. And he says, you know what, honestly, even if you do win, they'll send it all the way back down to the original court of jurisdiction to have the matter retried, and you still could lose. He said, you're wasting your time. So thank God he told me what a con game the legal society was, and he's the head of the appellate court down there in the state of Alabama. John Wilkinson Jr., if you actually Google him, you'll see, he was the president of the Clerking Association of America. So, damn, it don't get no higher than that. And he's a deacon of a church, and he's been doing it since 1974. I mean, this guy is, if he knows anything, and if there's something to be known, he knew it. But when I pulled Rule 41 on him, he's like, what the hell is Rule 41? Even he didn't know. because nobody ever does it. So that's why you go to a master. You go to a master if you don't understand the rules. Say, okay, this is a rule. They're throwing this rule at me. What the hell are they throwing at me? I really don't understand the rule. Can you give me an interpretation? Can you give me what your opinion of this rule means? So that's what the master was basically telling us. He's like, look, I just know how to tell you guys how to proceed. You know, how to abide by certain rules, and that's all I know. You know. So whoever told us, oh, we got a good throttling at the master just said this like, sorry, guys, honestly, I just know the rules of civil procedure and how to proceed through Queen's Bench Division. And if you need an opinion on how to proceed, that I could give you. But talking about common law, and he says, you know, remember, he was just like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Well, can you explain the whole process of moving a claim at Queen's Bench? Because I understand what you're saying, but like when you get there, they want you to do all this crazy stuff.
That's right. Of course, that's what they want you to do. But you know, what do you want to do?
I just wanted to know that, like, the whole process of bringing your own claim, because I understand about what you just said about going in as the defendant first and getting the paperwork and then using their paperwork against them. I get that totally fine, but it's when I get to the courthouse, they're saying, well, if you want to make a claim for £1,000, it will cost you £300. If you want to make a claim between £5,000 and £10,000, it's £1,000. And some crazy stuff like that. I just want to go there and file a simple claim. That's it.
Right. But like I said to you, I don't know how much of my shows you've listened to, but when you want to put a claim into the court, you want to file a case into the court, you tell them that you want this case to remain sealed. You don't want anybody to open it. You don't want any clerk to tamper with it. You don't want not tamper, it's called trespass. You don't want anybody to trespass your case. You want this case to remain sealed. And only the parties are to have privy of what's inside of this case. The defendant's going to know, the wrongdoer's going to know, and I'm going to know, the prosecutor. I'm going to know, and wrongdoer's going to know. Nobody, no clerk inside of this building do I want to have their eyes, their opinions. I don't want them to look at this paperwork. I don't want them to touch the paperwork. I want them to leave this case sealed. I mean, if you want to, go find one of those fancy wax seal things and stamp the damn thing and say, this seal better not be broken.
That the other day.
This seal better not be open. This seal better not be open until it goes in front of the jury. Do not open it.
You know what? Because I've got a notary that I work quite well with, so I was actually going to get him to seal it and bring it into the court and get him to open it when it's time to open the court, because he will recognize if it's his seal.
That's right, and we're going to rely upon the rules of the rules of the common law in England here, that the jury gets to determine the law as well as the facts. I don't want any court clerk's opinion, any judges, any barristers, any magistrate's opinion, because this case has something to do against the crown and who they're employed by. Their first allegiance, duty, and loyalty is to the crown, not to man. And I want this case to be only viewed by my fellow man. I don't want this case to be interpreted, ruled, because you don't know what I'm doing. Yes, you might be legal experts, but you have no clue what a man is doing.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. And that's why a lot of the time I find when I go into their court, sometimes they can't really understand what I'm saying. Like, they look at me like, what's this guy saying? It's because they're in person and I'm there as a man. You know what I mean?
Well, like I had to do that when Bali went to court, because he kept saying he was a man, and they kept saying it's the person known as, and he kept saying he's a man. It's like, is the man a person? It's like, oh shit. It's like they were like, fine, if the person is failing, will not appear at this time. You know, they were like, oh, when's the next date on the docket? It's like, oh, hell no. I'm jumping up, and I'm going to say, no, the person known as Bali, man, it is here. I said, I ain't playing this effing game. I said, I am not coming back to Ontario, England, man, in 3 months, 6 months. I ain't doing it. We're getting it done today. So we jumped up. Oh, I jumped up, and I said, can I aid and assist this court? And they're like, who the hell are you? And I said, I'm from the United States. I'm here to aid and assist the court, blah, blah, blah. And then I just basically said, he is a person. There is a person that was Baliman in court today. And I said, But I said to the I think I'm trying to remember what her title was, but she was the lady.
Magistrate. Oh no,
yeah.
She was a legal advisor probably.
I don't know. Bolly probably knows what her title was, but
maybe a legal advisor. If it was a magistrate court, she'd be a legal advisor. She's the one
that gives the advice to the magistrate.
She was the clerk of the court.
Well, there was a judge that sat up high, and then the magistrate sat on the lower level. And then she
clerk.
Yeah, so she was either a court clerk or she was somebody. But all I remember is when I said he is a person, but the only problem is he's not a person within your legal society. I said, and I said, you're not following me, are you? I said, okay, a person is a man who owes a duty and an obligation, to society. And if he fails within those duties or obligations within that society may impose upon him. I said the only problem is he does not believe that he is a person within the legal society. He is in a society, but it's not the legal society. And this is a legal matter that's before the court today. And this court has no jurisdiction over the man. Yes, they have jurisdiction over the person, but he's here to inform the court that he is not that person. So the lady's like, oh, okay, I'll go tell the judge all this. And I said, and tell him I wrote a law dictionary. So there's no, so he just doesn't think I'm just some crackpot,
You know what the problem is of experience, yeah? Like, when you try to pull them fast ones, what they do, they say, okay, then you're not the person. They dismiss your case, and then 2 days later, the police are at your door.
There's a few of them on the YouTube. You'll see loads of them where they say, no, I'm not the person, and then instantly they move straight in and say, brilliant, so you're not here, we'll send an arrest warrant, and don't know who the hell you are, and they'll just throw your case out.
But you are there in person, but not a person to the legal society. I am a person to a society, but not to your society, and this is a legal matter.
You've got to give your definition.
The legal society. I'm not a person within the legal society, and if you give me a chance, I'll explain it to the court today. And like I said, the judge knows what I'm doing.
I get what you're saying, but I need to work out how to move the claim, innit? That I'm up to everything, but it's just moving this claim. I've gone to the court. I've gone I've got my claim down to, I think it's 4 sentences. Yeah, and I just want to file it, and they're giving me help. To tell you the truth, I'm not even allowed in the courthouse in my town. I want to file civil charges against these alleged criminal complaints they're bringing to me.
Yeah, but like I said in that dictionary thing that I did, a person is a man considered according to the rank he holds within a society, with all the rights to which he places which entitles him, and the duties in which it may impose. So see, a person has like a status, like the queen will be on the top, and the lords and vassals and princes will be underneath her, and and there's a hierarchy, a food chain. Everybody, I don't care if you're in the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts, whatever you guys got going over there in England, there's going to be a hierarchy. There's going to be Eagle Scouts and Bear Scouts and then Cub Scouts, and there's going to be a hierarchy, a food chain. And everybody has a certain duty and a rank and a position that they must maintain, and that they're going to have certain privileges. And the defendant in the legal society is at the bottom of the food chain, and I don't want to be at the bottom. And I'm not part of your society. So don't think you're even going to call me a damn... You want to call me a defendant, you can call me a defendant for about 2 seconds, and then I'm going to correct you.
Yeah, I understand. That's why I need to understand the next part, moving my claim at the court. I've got all my stuff there ready. I just want to understand the process. I've gone there and said I wish to file this claim, and they're talking about it depends how much money you're claiming for. If you're claiming for X amount, it's going to cost this much. If you're claiming for this,
because it's your court. It's not their court. You're not filing it into their court.
But that's what they're trying to make me do, isn't it?
Of course they're trying to make you do something. Like I said, they could try to make you do everything. You know what? You just say, you know what, honey, just seal this case. Just seal it. Just wait. I just need a. When the other side fails to, whatever the rules are in England, 20 days, 21 days for the other side to answer. It's like, look, I'm going to get a process server, private investigator to serve these people. I'm going to hand you that they've been served. you know and I know, lady, the rules are 20, 21 days, whatever it is in England. On day 22, I want one of these courtrooms made available for me. It'll take me about an hour. So give me a courtroom, make it available.
They won't take my claim. This is the problem. They will not take my claim. I've gone there with
what I'm saying is first you make sure the other side has been served. Did you have proof that the other side was served?
My actual claim.
Did you have your lawsuit, your claim? Did you have proof to her that you had a private investigator that you guys do over here? We do process service. Did you have proof? Like, look, I've served papers upon the other party. I filed a lawsuit. I filed a claim against these people. Did you have proof that you had them served?
I've got recorded delivery letters. Yes.
No, not a recorded delivery letter. It has to be proper service. And Volley tell you it's a private investigator over there.
Yeah, here in the UK, go look up Google private investigator or process server. They usually do both jobs.
They're usually ex-bailiffs of the court. The people who used to work for
independent people to say, I gave it to him in the hand, and they'll fill out a lovely little form for you, which kind of recognize, everybody recognizes, and it's proof of service, full stop.
That's how you make.
And then you recorded story, and there were 4 or 5 people at your house. Does that necessarily mean that you got it? No. Your wife might have got it. Your mum might have got it. Your sister might have got it. The dog might have got it.
No, yeah, all right then. I understand that now. So when I've got the evidence that I've had a process,
talk to him for a little while. I'm going to hang up for a little while. I want to eat something. So you talk to this man for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm different.
Get back.
Bali.
Yeah.
Bali.
Keep going, yeah?
Yeah, what I'm basically saying is, so when you get the process server to file, to serve your documents, yeah, you go to the court with your evidence and your claim and take one of their forms and attach it to your claim and just say, see claim attached, and file it with the court now. Is that what you're saying?
I think I've had this conversation with quite a few people. People get really, really picky with the way it's actually been done. But other than the basics, is the other side actually been told? Yes. Is there a claim? Yes. Yeah. Now, everything else, you're going to get all sorts of stupid comments, people saying all sorts of weird, random stuff. And then half the time I hear messages, emails, and calls where the clerk has said something completely, utterly random, of which the other one thought was just gospel, and then they just walked off and threw themselves off a cliff. Now, that doesn't make any sense. Now, if a random guy off the street told you to go and paint your house green, would you go and do it? No. So why are you listening to some random person in a courthouse who told you, well, no, can you just change your name, and can you get rid of the man bit, and can you do this, and can you do that? Well, who the hell are you?
No, I don't do none of that stuff. What I'm trying to say to you is when I go there to actually get what's known as a case number, even though I've already got my own, I just want them to give me an action number so it's recognized within their offices, yeah?
Yeah.
And obviously make a donation for use of the public venue. They give me problems.
I mean, it'd be interesting exactly what you're actually doing. But like I say, I don't really take an answer. I don't take no for an answer. I think that's part of the problem. Some people, if they're not very confident, then you're just going to get railroaded at the desk. Like, I think last week... If you listen to the talk show last week, I was mentioning about going to, like the reception desk and how to control people at the desk. Yeah, I think maybe you need to kind of brush back up on that. But basically, it's straightforward. You just have to double check. Hang on, who the hell am I talking to again? Are you a public servant? Yes, you are. Oh, brilliant. Do you recognise me as a public servant? Yeah. No, you're not. So who do you think I am? Okay, the public. Brilliant. So I'm the public, and you're the public servant. So you serve the
public. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Brilliant. So now I'm going to hold you to that. That's the contract almost. I'm going to hold you to it. Brilliant. Now, I come here today and I want this served. Well, why the hell are you infringing my right to access justice? Is that what you're trying to do to me today? Why the hell are you doing that for? Is there some reason? Did I cut you up this morning? Don't you like me? Is it just the colour I am? Is it the clothes I got? Why is it you don't like? Because you know what? Forget this one. If I give you one more chance and you can't file this, why not file one against you? Because I'm just going to go by the evidence that you told me that you are a public servant and you're supposed to serve me, but you're not serving me. So why not just take a case against you? Because clearly there's something wrong with you. There ain't nothing wrong with me. Something wrong with you.
Yeah, but what they also like to say to me is, they like to give me, like, for example, if I'm gonna make a claim for, let's say, £5,000, they'll say, well, you need to pay £900. If it's above £5,000, then you need to pay this much. If it's above this amount, you need to pay this much. Like,
to be honest, right, I've come across a few people, and there's that thing in Blackstone's commentaries that basically mentioning about, you don't actually have to pay. But to be honest, I've never ever done that, because I'd rather pay something, because then you've always got a form of contract, which you can always say, did you get my money? Yes, brilliant. So why aren't you doing what I'm saying? Then you've got them in terms of form of a contract. But yeah, completely zero. I know technically you can do that.
I've got all of Blackstone's commentaries. So which one is it? Private wrongs, public wrongs, the rights of things, the rights of individuals. Which commentary is it in?
I'll have to dig it out, but it was dished out loads of times this time last year when we were doing the DVD.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it loads of times at the beginning of the year in the radio show. But either way, like I say, is, to be honest, the best way to do it is that you pay something and then just get it done. I did do a county court claim earlier on in the year, whereby I'd kind of navigated in, I kind of said, well, this much money is outstanding, but normally I can kick the tenant out just from the money outstanding and have a judgment set with their name that they owe me money. But actually, that's a lot quicker. But if you did as a landlord, if you try to get the money and also, there's two scenarios. One is just get the money and the judgment, and one is to get the money, the judgment, and have them removed from the property. Now, the second option is actually a lot slower. But what I did was, just for the hell of it, was actually I did the first form. So one, it was quicker, but then I also got a judgment for the tenant to be thrown out, as well as getting a judgment. Now, how the hell did I do that? Because I just ignored everything about the forms. I just didn't give a shit. I don't know. Why have you come here for? Well, I came here because I want a judgment on the money and the fact that this tenant's still here and they're not paying. They're refusing to pay completely. And that was it. The judge said, fine, here you go, bang. Over. So, the fact that people get so damn rigid about forms and it has to be this way and that way, I just find that very strange.
But when it comes to the forms, and I always fill out their form, and just say see claim attached and staple the form to the front of my claim and say, here you go.
Yeah, but again, you've got to get your wording right when you're going to the desk. Like, I don't take any prisoners. The minute I go to the desk, they all say, oh shit, not him. I say, yay, hey, how's it going? You alright? Yep, you remember me. If you piss me off, man, you're going to have the worst day of your life today. But if you're nice to me, guess what? You're going to have a nice day too.
Okay.
But then you're going to have one or two occasions where, you're going to have to push people and say, why aren't you doing that? What's wrong with you? Because otherwise, if you don't really get it right, then what it is you're going to end up looking like the idiot. You're going to end up looking like the crazy guy who's just, just a pain in the ass public member of the public. And believe me, if you stand in Queensbench, you'll just see it after another, loads of them, in and out, and just kind of making average Joe seem like he's a complete crazy guy, and they just go with their tail between the legs. Loads of them, absolutely loads.
Well, what I'm going to do, because I'm having trouble actually accessing the courthouse local to me, so I'm going to go out of town and access a courthouse that's probably just out of my district. And explain to them that I can't courthouse by where I live. and just file my claim
Yeah,
there.
I mean, to be honest, Queen's Bench in London is the ideal place to go because it's more central. Really, that's technically where Queen's Bench is. But if you were, say, in, I don't know, London, and instead of filing in your London court, you went to Bristol and filed it there, the more satellite places you go to, they haven't got a clue about Queen's Bench. It's very rare that they see a Queen's Bench claim. So sometimes it's easier to file there. But if you're known in your local area and you try and file there, then no way. It's just going to be a pure pain in the ass. And they'll just say, I'm sorry, your claim, the dog ate it, it fell in the bin, oh, can you send it us again? You just get loads of hassle like that. Especially if that's your claim against them.
So
somebody's taking the claim against you.
Okay, sorry to cut you. So basically, you go there, with your process server documents, your claim attached, their form filled out, and a nice small contribution to the services that they're providing you, and you get them to act in their public capacity and identify that you're a member of the public and say you wish to use these services and file your claim. Here you go.
Yep.
And you act.
Thumbprint all over the place. Prove that you're a man. Talk like a man. You should get it done.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, but, something tells me there's some sort of reservation with you. So I don't know how you're speaking when you go there, whether you're, firm but authoritative, or whether you're very negative. I don't, I could never tell that unless I'd seen you actually standing in the court. But like I say, when I went with Karl about a year and a half ago, just over a year now, I was the worst guy in the world because I was very, very timid, very quiet, and I was too damn nice. And they just walked all over me. And then Karl was watching me, what the hell are you doing? And they kept sending me back in there, sending me back in, until I got it right.
Maybe I'm a little bit firmer then. Maybe
the thing is, when Karl was telling me to be firmer, I was just getting louder, and he was saying, why are you getting louder for? Now you're just being abusive. And I went, well, you said firmer. I went, yeah, firmer, not loud, not abusive. I went, oh, okay. So I went like the third time, and just be more authoritative, and just trying to say, hang on, who are you again? How are you? All right, I'm the public. You're a public servant, are you? Are you sure? Okay, so why are you not serving me? Just basic stuff like that. Very, very basic stuff. And, it depends on what comes out their mouth where I'd go next, because it will be different. And then the other thing is, if you're in Queensland, you're going to get Bailey Reid coming in and pissing around with your paperwork all over the place, and you're going to say, oh, well, he looks authoritative. Yeah, maybe that's what I need to do. And you'll just mess your own paperwork and your case up. But, that's what his job is, to come out and just mess you up.
Yeah, to throw a curveball. You said something earlier about a dictionary. Where can I buy that?
Yeah, if you go to dispatchuk.com, let me just see. Are you on the? Are you looking at the chat board?
I can't actually access the chat board at the moment because I'm on my phone. I've only got the internet on my phone currently as we speak.
Okay.
If you tell me the web address, I'll write it down now.
Yeah, if you just type in dispatchuk.com, somewhere in there'll be a mini dictionary.
Okay, no, I'll have a browse through that site and I'll get back to you with my successes or my insuccesses.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I noticed at the beginning of the year it was a lot easier to file, and then I think it was about February, March time, it got a lot harder, shitload harder. And so, there's obviously something going on there. And when we went back in August, I think August time, I spoke to Bailey Reid, and I said, oh, so what is it these people are saying that they can't get their claims passed in? And he said, yeah, he goes, oh, these crazy people. And he didn't totally think who I was or what my file was, because he can't remember everybody. He just said, yeah, just loads of crazy people just keep writing that they're a man. And he goes, the minute I see that, I reject it straight away. I went, yeah, do you read anything beyond that? And he went, no. So I thought, right, okay, that's interesting. The guy's being honest, telling me, literally when he sees a man, he don't know what the hell it is, he just rejects it. So you have no clue what's in there, no. So you just reject it, brilliant. So these are the people who ring up the show and just say, oh, I don't know what happened, he just got rejected, it's all bad, we're all going to die. No, this guy read 2 lines of your claim form and rejected it. You write back and you say, what the hell? Who gave you the right to reject my claim? Are you trying to infringe my right to access justice? Who the hell do you think you are? Let me just double check. You are a public servant, right? Let me just double check. You are on the oath. That's what you're meant to do. Serve the public. Brilliant. What the hell do you see when you're looking at me?
Would you say the best thing to do then is file the claim by post or actually go there?
Depends really. I personally myself, if you got a case coming up, and it's in the next few days, week, month, then you need to get there pretty quick, because Queen's Bench sometimes, if you file it and just put it in the post, it might even take a month for them to file it back and give you a case number.
Okay.
So it depends on what you're trying to do and what's the actual next hearing. Because if the next hearing is judgment, it's a bit too late. You need to be down there ASAP. But if it's just the first hearing and stuff, that's not the end of the world. And if you got like 2-3 months before you actually have a hearing, yeah, that's not too bad. But like I say, is you still got to give yourself reasonable time that you get kind of stupid kind of letters going back and forth where being rejected, and you just say, what the hell? Who the hell are you again? What makes you think that you're my mum and dad, that you can tell me what's right and wrong for me? I think, because I remember going through this stuff with Carl before, and he kept saying to me, he goes, man, you're just too damn polite. You're just too damn polite. He goes, there's something wrong with you. And I said, yeah, because I just said, I think that's the way I've been brought up. And he goes, you need to kick that shit out of you, because that ain't going to work. If you want to keep coming in and out of these courts, you need to be assertive and go in there and just get what you want done, and then you go back out and be polite.